Let's try it.
But if they were to do something crazy, which team is more likely to like throw something weird into the mix?
Ooh, that's a great question because I think both coaches and the decision makers both have that personality, and so you might see that a bit. You know, my guess is it's going to be coming from the side
I need to change the shadow and
100
everything. I have like a
Thieves. I think they have
different.
kind of the same formula the first two, but I expect them to throw up a band that
see.
might kind of have NRG forced to make those adjustments. But you know, one of the reasons why this is such a great defensive map is on that point one with that inside building, and it allows you to play a bit different. And I think 100
Oh, it does
Thieves
work.
have a bit more of the team comp that's designed around that approach.
Let's go.
So
It does work.
NRG's
Oh,
gonna
I
have to
forgot
come
to
up with
change
something
stream
a bit different
information.
on their end as well.
It's okay. We'll go later.
1-1 the score. They're taking us the distance. This is map number 3 in our last series of the day. 100 Thieves versus Energy Shark.
All right, okay. I just want to say right now, Cozy, as we get set up with the best series that we've had in the day. So he asked, I want to see something crazy. Who do you think is going to kind of throw that out there? I'm just saying, like, imagine we just see Self just hover over BP. That would be quite interesting. I mean, talk about the wrench over to the side, something that maybe teams wouldn't expect, but maybe somebody could dream here. We got to see how this plays out because Gambit is still stuck in jail.
It's like the cap coming out of the portal and the Mjolnir Avengers Assemble. It's a fan service. Zoe set us up for it. We might see more of it. But no, Mantis Band going to come from 100 Thieves up top. So sticking with what they did on the last successful map. Going to go with the Elsa Band. So if you were tired of hearing Release and the Glartrox, well, buckle up. You got a whole nother round of it. This map going to be interesting, though, because there's a lot of corridors and buildings. So you don't have as long of a time. Outside of point 2, you've got that long, kind of narrow, way that you can have the Glartrox. And you have the off the map point, but this will be tough to hit, Vic.
Yeah, the off the map, like by the health pack over to the other side of that lane, right? And okay. Okay, they saw it, and I'm happy about this. I was saying, Window's been a huge problem. We literally saw all their health bars disappear before our eyes when they were originally coming out on the attack. They don't want to deal with that threat anymore, especially when it comes to trying to enable your back line.
Yeah, that was such a huge adjustment and change, to be fair. Looking at what they could do, I mean, obviously, you just said it. I mean, Window on that overtime hit showed every reason why tank pool is just so important, to have down in the meta right now. And they get the Mantis save. There's the Loki ban. I would think Loki would be the ban from 100 Thieves here up top. Potentially. Venom going to be the save. I think that's huge for Moderate, obviously, what we saw in their plan of attack. They've got Jeff available, so Jeff ban would also make a lot of sense here, especially with the save. Could be a bait, though. Don't take the bait, Vic. Do they end up catching the shark or the trickster?
I feel like I would take the bait. I don't know. We're gonna see because we got the.
So
but I don't take the bait. They don't take the bait. Yes, they don't.
Okay, that's good. That's.
And they get that final ban. No Daredevil.
They have to ban Daredevil, by the way. Daredevil is really good on this map.
Seeing that Elsa
Oh my.
All
right, I have YouTube chat. Let me
know
know if the stream quality or anything goes down, since I am dual streaming.
Just gonna pull off the more surprising picker ban. I had a gut feeling that Remix was cooking something up there with the team, and it really wasn't hard to do the homework on that last match. It's like, gee, well, what really gave us struggle there? The guys in red, get them out of here, and they did just that. NRG forced to adapt. See what they end up putting together for the team here. It's going to be 100 Thieves on defense first. It's going to be the lineup that they've got rolling. You're going to have Self on the Namor, which I like this pick, Vic. And stick with more of the same. When are you going to go back instead? We're going to see if they go to Cloak. And okay, we got Winnie on the Invis. What they have.
Okay. TTK sticking to the Emma, it looks like, as well. Bit different, so that way you could try to choke out what you could expect from the other side if they have the opportunity. Maybe opportunity onto Chime, but if they're expecting Window to roll out on this group, you already know that TTK being on the Emma is going to be able to get that damage boosted early onto the beam just by trying to farm those walls.
Yeah, and there's going to be always a portal. Typically, to open up Shibuya, there's a lot of portal play. Just because of the way that this map is set up, right? So we'll see when they decide to use that. Go trying to already get a little bit of a neutral hit in there. Might as well farm up that ult.
There we go.
Starting right away from Day Dot. Stinkers.
Okay, what they pick?
Quick long-range poke like that. Swap
Okay.
over.
What's the back carry? Poke heavy. Okay.
Hero. Velocity. On the
Replay is interesting. Loki is really strong on this map because you're able to break terrain. Okay, why is...
You only have so many bans, right? It's Energy who are rolling out with Velocity being on the Loki, so they'll be able to have the God of Mischief into the invisible boundary. Talk about Groot Walls, though.
Yes, Groot Walls are huge. You can't play in these. You can't play in these bunkers. This is bait. This is bait.
Make way. I'm the one moving in here. Being on the Groot is no
That's a
problem,
terrible
no
bunker to play into.
For any Emma here for TTK to shine. Instead, it is Windows time to close out the gap and clear up this free real estate.
Yeah, and if
Another
you can
one.
try to hold it, they're not going to be able to touch
Yeah.
Yeah, now moderate. Okay, very interesting.
Quickest shower of Dakin. Welcome back.
Building, by the way, and we'll just wall it off and shut down and close every window.
By the way, YouTube chat, I'm dual streaming now, so let me know if the quality does change.
His own house here, and the community really right behind.
Yeah, just let me know.
With the rest of Shock.
But
like
feel free to stop by on
okay,
YouTube
so
if you have any
together,
ads. On top of the ads on here.
Who's
So,
gonna
yeah.
throw something out? All right, it may not be the VP that we're looking for, but
Flashback.
it's gonna be Delena on the side. Like they're letting Self now be on the Elsa instead.
I haven't seen Delina on. It's been Midtown. Back in my day, it's been 87 years. No, it's been a long time since we've seen that.
Yeah, Groot is broken on this map. I am like full on surprised both teams didn't ban Groot. Groot is broken on this map.
Looking like they've practiced it a bit. Why
TTK playing.
already any point on the map,
I don't like this.
and so it could be a hold at any point, but you gotta at least.
Madara on Strange is really good too. He's a really good Strange player.
Now, if you're NRG and you're ult tracking, just keep the foot on the gas and Window get up there.
I mean, it's the fact that they burn TTK.
I mean, at this
so
point, I
hard
would
that
be
he
assuming
was
that they have
forcing
ult
his time
since
inform just so that
your
way
entire
he
team
can
has
cover
ult,
pressure,
so
get
you don't really have to
away
do
back
too
to
much
his
ult
team.
tracking.
These walls have been so detrimental. Let me out.
Whoa.
Look at the Kool-Aid man just trying to brute force his
That was
way
good ult
out
tracking
of
by
there
TTK, but
before
he
try
couldn't
to
block
dive out.
it.
It's the Groot into
Ooh.
combo together as Stinkers
Wow.
nowhere to run, not even through the invisible boundary, and that's a big pick because Winnie won't be around to utilize that strategist ultimate.
Oh
Yeah,
gosh, just
they
having
needed
to
an
wait
ult
right now
there.
with 100 thieves.
Whoa.
I mean, all locked up in
Whoa.
jail. No one's free at the moment. And now it's just going to continue the stagger. Get out of there. Run and hide, Venom. Run and hide. And here's a quick counter that they're going to try to roll up to Lina. The slash and dash. Getting something from it now. Going to go ahead and force the ult on Rinko. That's the best they got out of it. Velocity finds success as well. And this could not be going
Minimal?
better for Energy Shock.
Okay.
Literally a steamroll right now because they're also comboing so well into their own ultimates, and now you currently have
they're
Windows about
just-
the strangling prison chime too.
They're just trying to stall now at this point. They're kind of falling apart. Vinny has to go in Groot. Yup, he goes in Groot.
Less than 55 seconds on the clock, and they just need one more checkpoint.
Our break was 3 minutes. This is 5 minutes left on the whole
Oh my, this is
thing,
looking
third part of the map. So,
rough
look at this
for
aggression,
100
pushing up
Thieves.
Early. 100 Thieves still don't have anything to the name. TTK, sure, but outside
Job
of
is
that,
supporter trying to go for
really,
this
it's
chokehold
gonna
because
be
the chokehold is nearly impossible to go through if you can play it correctly.
This part of the point as well. This is the last part of the choke. That's really
Definitely
gonna favor
doable. They have to play
Thieves.
bridge though.
They have
Bridge
to
anchor
get
is really
here. They
good
have
for
to
the
be
team.
competitive for this last part.
Chance positioning looking for ult.
Wild Apex Predator with the Garchos and the wall went
Oh.
behind him here too. Just so that way he can be in a better position. And they let Chime unleash. The shackles have been broken. The Invisible is fighting for their lives, but there's only so much you can
They
do
had to
when you're
contest
left
high
alone,
ground.
and
They had to
still have not
contest
stopped Cozy.
ult.
The aura points at NRG.
And if you don't
Shock,
want to
man,
contest
get
high
the
ground,
portal.
at least
Now you have,
break
like,
it.
the
Now they
Super
struggled.
Surf
Wait, so that's why
cartwheel off the
Velocity
bridge
didn't break
into
the bridge.
Barstow.
Typically, you would
Come
see
on
people
now.
break the bridge,
Completely farmed it
but
up
he chose
all
not to
day
because they were making a
long.
play up there.
Continue
And they
to
took advantage of
through.
that, and then
This is
portal off
absolutely
spawn.
nasty. Madara throwing out the counter
Yeah.
portals on each point. Shin Shibuya, welcome back to Ignite. My
Yep.
God, we missed you.
Yep.
Oh, this map will drive some on the edge of their
Wow.
seats because nobody's there to
Hey
push
Ray,
up
how
the
you
invisible
doing?
boundary
Living
and
Elsa
disappear
open seems miserable
back
for
to the
everyone.
other
No, it
side
is.
of the map.
It is miserable. Every single time is because of Elsa. But they okay. There was a lot of things they could have prevented from Elsa making those plays.
Disrespectful
But they-
time to be putting up on that
like,
board. That is
Energy is playing this
crazy.
really
Coming
well.
out from
Like,
Energy Shock. They did not. I think they just taped the W's down on the keyboard. Nothing. I think
Wow.
Winnie got a pick maybe on the first point. Like, and then Delina as well, like on the second. That was it. There was nothing going Thieves' way.
I was gonna ask Cozy, like,
they can't play Jeff here though. Jeff is bad. Jeff is bad on this map, especially with two Groots.
have we ever seen generation, like, you know what I mean, like Serum Bucks, etc. Have we seen them lose out that hard with a dominating time pool in the favor of another team?
I'm
Like, that
actually
was
shocked.
a different,
I
like,
am
entire
shocked
matchup.
that
This
like
is
100
exposing
Thieves didn't hold
100
out for
Thieves for the
longer
lack of
because we're
flexibility
really
that
good at
they usually
running
get to
front to back
lean on
comps.
when it comes to running out with a Jeff, right? Like,
TDK on
something that Winnie
strange.
feels
Okay.
comfortable going for him is
I think they're trying to mirror
being
match.
able to flip-flop
Oh.
between what Delena likes to play because
No way you're
Eduardo
playing
Gable, the
strat
player
pole. Are you-
who's been having that MVP
Ooh.
performance, forced Delena off, goes over to
Strat
Psylocke,
pole.
and then proceeded to
Yeah.
just unfortunately get steamrolled.
I will say this: they played Sentinels
Strat
long
pool,
ago
triple
on Central Park.
support.
Sentinels had a 5 minutes on the clock time. It was beautiful. It was crazy. 100 Thieves held the whole thing and ended up winning. So I mean, I'm not saying that this same thing's gonna happen here, but you know.
Also,
they've
Ray,
been against the
I
Navy once before,
have the YouTube chat
but yeah, this is
up, by
definitely
the
gonna be
way.
tough.
So
Here we go.
I know
We
that
got
you're a sub
Madara
and you don't
looking
have
for
to worry
some
about
fun
ads,
already.
but
As we
don't
see
worry.
the eye of the
YouTube
portal
stream,
ready to go, and there
multi
it
streaming
is.
is
This is Fine
back.
Vinny. Good ball.
Yeah. Nice.
Another one for Madara. Clip that. I'll see that on social media later.
Got it 3 of them in the last 2 games. This
Got
being
him.
the last one. I can't. I mean, can you imagine like the confidence
Wow.
boost, the momentum shifter that is as well for Madara being on the Strange right now before you see Window 2.
No,
Yes,
they
he's on
flipped the
Venom, but it's like,
bunker,
I'm
and this
the
is
real
bait.
real
This is
quick.
bait.
And
Don't
this
play this
is
bunker.
insane when we
Don't
were
play this
expecting elsewhere.
bunker. I hate this bunker so
For
much.
sure here is now Window.
This is good
He's
against
gonna
Venom, but
continue
that's
to
about
rotate back
it.
into this one.
It's
This
really
is
bad
the
into the
crew.
rest of
Gotta
their
love it
team.
here. Nothing like it, but in Marvel Rivals with the rotation over, Winnie now going to be on the Deadpool really opens up some of their strats that they can try to pull, and it's going to be a bit of desperation strats with that much time on the board.
Maybe they did this
It is
because they had
already
Strapple
up and
ult,
ready, trying to use that
and they're
advantage.
able to full
Windows
commit out of that
make
bunker so they can
this
set up
right now
somewhere
just a
else.
stalemate.
Okay, hold on.
And they
Some
only portaled there because
flexibility,
of
though, as we
time,
have
for the
Winnie
sake of time.
coming
Ooh, nice.
through on the strap pool,
Good stuff,
and
Delena.
Delena following up to find Window to Staggerfest in a very different way
Nice.
here, but it's going to be NRG who do lose out onto.
Really
the
good marking by
advantage in
Delena.
favor
He's
for
popping
100.
off right now.
Millennia's
That was
about
really
to
smart
be
by
invisible
him.
boundary. They want to save that though, but
Okay,
it's playing very
that's
slick
good. They were
because
able to
Andrew
reset.
Shuffle
I think.
Madara goes crazy with an Eye of Agamotto before diving
Okay, the
down.
reason why they
Can he
went for that
find
play is
one of
because
the
they had
strats from the
Deadpool
back
ult,
line
and they
here?
wanted to use
Use
it
the
to
Eye of
engage and
Agamotto
get
to find
out.
Self and Vinny
So I
that
guess it
becomes
was like a
so
mind
quickly
game.
because Millennia doesn't have invisible boundary anymore. Oh,
Yeah,
but
crazy,
see the
crazy
throw.
boundary to keep things going for the team because they were right there trying to stagger the Strange when set up. Them not able to get the portal back, but Madara gets the pop on Winnie. Trades quickly. Self gonna go ahead and find the best with the green team. Vinny finds another. And
Nice,
just that
100 Thieves. Good stuff.
comes yet another window open as Venom is trying
Wow.
his best to keep that cart there. Spider Zero will not be stopped though.
Ninja,
And here's the point. So
yeah.
not as perfectly clean, right? If you had 10s across the board for NRG Shock, there's like a couple 9s and a 10.
I don't know why
Bad
Energy is
1-1.
playing Jeff.
Mm,
Okay,
but the
so
thing
here
is,
is a
too,
really good
is that
dive part of the
Shock
map.
are also giving Under Thieves a
Wow,
little
yes,
more time
TTK is
like,
quick to
set up
identify
down
this.
lane, but
So
Shock are also gonna have
TTK
that
is
same
forced
time
is
to look
playing
down at
Angela to
what
force the
Under Thieves are gonna
overcommitment
do,
on the
whereas on other
dives.
side, when Shock was on the attack,
Ooh,
they were pushed up
they swap
very
back?
far up. They were
Are they
not in
playing
the
mind
perfect
games?
position for it, and they
Forcing
still
TTK
timed
to
Window
swap
like a going
early?
for a follow-up.
Nah, for sure. And
I don't
NRG
think so.
just
I don't
played
think
it
it's that
so
far.
different with the time that they
I don't
had
think it's that
available
deep.
and, you know, on the board there with 3 minutes 30 seconds, they're able to play their push, the aggression.
No,
that
it's
was
really
there,
good
but even
though.
the comp,
Yeah,
right?
TTK
So
going on
just find
Venom,
Window, though, through
forcing the
that with
overcommitment.
Soul Resurgence
Yeah, it's
coming
really
up
good
with
ult.
the Glartrox to follow. This is a great job from them staying alive through it. That's going to be Winnie and Delena finding more success here. So with a ult disadvantage, 100 Thieves again are able to go from 0 Thieves to like 50 at this point. They're at least getting halfway there. 3 minutes, 34 seconds, Vic.
Again, Winnie with the flexibility here.
Would you ever do live coaching?
Ready to go. S tier already.
I
Looking at
would,
NRG and what they
but I
have in
don't
store, though, they don't
recommend,
really have any of those offensive
right?
ults just
I think
yet.
live
They're
coaching
Bishop actually very
is
close together with
best
Renko, where
when
they could utilize that
you
Venn
want
diagram
to
with the double invisible,
improve.
whereas TTK searching for his victim before getting the scoop of
You
the
want to
shot.
force a really
They
bad
have
habit that
Sancho,
you
some
can't do
beautiful
on your,
protects here for
like on your
TTK.
own,
The
right?
controller player
And the
himself
whole
now
point of
also
live
getting the
coaching is
follow,
kind of to
another blow
rewire
to allow
your
the
brain to be
turnaround
thinking the
position here,
correct
but it's gonna be Window who gets harassed the
thing,
most.
right? And just
Crazy
to
that
like
no one fell through that Glartrox
keep
too, 'cause
constantly
they got
telling
good
you
big
like
pro
what
and
to
now
do, what to
forced
do,
to
what
go
to do,
and
right?
all the way back
And
here,
sometimes
Solid
in
Thieves,
games,
moments
you
away
don't
from this point, and
like
that's
eventually you want to
exactly
get to the point where you
really
don't
what
have to
NRG
think
just
about
needs
the
to do to
habit
end
no
up
more
winning this
because you just
decisively.
automatically
You
do
know,
it.
now put
So
the
live
pedal
coaching is
on
really
the
good if you're
pedal,
really
bounce to
stuck
use
and
the
you can't break the
aggressively, you
habit.
love to see it.
And
Already using that
I think it
ult
can be
earlier.
useful,
That was the one they relied on.
but it
TTK
can also
ult
harm you.
retribution, but time's ticking.
I don't
Honestly,
recommend live
Foxy really has no other
coaching
choice there, though.
if
He pops the
you
double
haven't
Bishop very
tried
early, unnecessarily,
improving on
and
your
kinda just put it
on
down
your
so
own.
it doesn't go entirely
If you
to
show
waste.
me that you've
But
been
Thunderbolt
trying to
held on
improve
us,
and
seeing
constantly
how they were able to
calming and trying to
restabilize
tell
here.
yourself
Renko at least has that invisible boundary,
what to
and
do, you
trying to
should
match that
climb.
with Millennia.
But like if you want to like
Yeah, this is
break
where
bad
good
habits
stuff, though. 2
faster,
minutes
then
left.
I
It's
can maybe give some
yourself some
life
windows of
coaching. It just
opportunity.
depends. It really depends on the
Bruno
person
the other
and the
side,
player.
time to follow. Really,
Some
this
people
is
like
trying to
life
stay alive
coaching.
to get
I personally
even odds
don't,
of the economy-wise.
but
Even falls, Retribution ready to go. TTK hunting
It
that
depends,
backline, the Phoenix
because
in
it can be
particular.
really useful.
Seeing what else they can find, but right now just has to rotate out. I mean, there's not much they can do here, Vic.
They grew old.
Groot, though, you follow up the Clark Sharks. That's the bubble cover we're looking for, but through the invisible boundary. Vinny, with some whiplash, gets saved for now. Backs away.
my
He's
God,
still
Vinny.
alive. W invisible boundary here
Huge
for Millennia, at least
invisible.
to help him out, and also called out exactly where the Clark Sharks would try to put him. so
You're a
he can
good
have to
Millennia.
get
Holy
extra help.
crap.
Yeah, that was a magic trick
Actually
though, right?
pretty
We
clean
saw
with
Villanova
that.
throw their Glartrox in, and then out comes Chimes, and then Vinny gets in. I'm like, what did we just witness come from the invisible boundary? But just like this, yet again, another pick happens, and it is NRG.
Wow.
Into 100
Good
feet.
timing.
The
Wow.
favorite in the
Good angle.
region, showing why they
Wow.
need to be feared in this
Wow.
group of death. I mean,
Whoa.
this is why it's a group of death, Vic, and why every team has such a huge shot to show what they can do.
Whoa.
And something else that we have to pinpoint, Cozy, I just saw it there with Madara. They have the team up, the new season team up between the Doctor Strange and the Invisible.
This
So
is
giving them
hard.
the extra
This is a hard
damage there
decision.
Really have benefited themselves.
There's
with
really
some
no
slight
good
stacker.
path for them to
Not
go.
Dive
No.
You know, Madara's
Wait, what are you
hungry
doing,
and
Strange?
Clark's
No,
up
no,
on
no, no,
here.
no, no,
Everyone
no, no.
knows
You
that's
just
when
stand
the
high.
Doctor
Okay.
Strange wants it the most, but Stinkers.
I don't know
with
why
a
they're still
beautiful
committing on that
snipe.
left side.
Phoenix still on
The
table,
moment they
able to
see
get another
Strange
pick.
push up like that, you
Yeah,
just
Vince
cut him
goes
off
for the
and
dumpster
continue
right now.
playing
You
forward
gotta
and
completely
take over the
turn this
height.
around and try to keep yourself alive.
This is a sloppy
Now,
fight by
42
100
seconds.
Thieves.
Have to play absolutely perfect. but
Energy
just
didn't have to
needs
respect him because
give. I mean,
100
look at
Thieves
even
played
their
sloppy
choices
here.
On the ult front. NRG's got enough to bring down a graphics card, while 100 Thieves just has Winnie himself, right? So just try to stay this thing go.
Is it gonna be enough? Maybe cut the mouse while they're at it here as well. See if they can take any advantage because they got everything in the books. Renko's close to that invisible boundary. Velocity's got the God of Mischief ready.
have Loki
The
ult.
100 Thieves don't have their own invisible
They have
boundary.
every ult.
They need to get big on this wombo combo between Vinny. Winnie's gonna be able to try to get the follow-up right afterwards here with the Deadpool before diving
They
down.
just die
Hands on
here,
Inferno
no?
For a reset. Well, Vinny goes down though. 100 Thieves only down to 5 of these members.
Soul Resurgence keeps him up
They win
on
off
base.
of layering.
Yagamoto
I think 100
favorable,
Thieves just lose this
50%
off of
coverage.
layering.
Just could not be enough. TTK trying to get something from this ult, and with it, time is ticking.
He is, but it's
down.
not gonna help
100
with the
Thieves
group
in
walls.
Desperation mode. Glartrox comes out, does find that trade.
Imagine they went through the
Yeah,
portal
gonna
and killed
catch the
everyone.
building. Now coming back to the point to the boundary, kept alive. Chime finds one. Winnie's down. More to follow. Self
Yeah.
gets another. Vicky
There you go.
right now, NRG is shocking every 100 of
Yep.
the Thieves. It's over.
Yeah. No, you sold that
100
second point, 100
KOs,
Thieves.
baby,
You really
as
sold that
100
second point.
Thieves bow out in the best series of the day to end our first day of
Wow.
America's within Marvel Rivals Ignite.
GG.
March Madness, Marvel
Holy.
Madness, I'm burning all my brackets. I mean, at this point...
I mean, that was
you
such
know
an
what to
entertaining
do, and
game.
I'm
That
all
was
about
like,
it here in
I'm
the
so glad it
American
ended off with
What
like a really good game between the
what
two. They were neck and neck.
opening day across
Energy
the
is
matches,
definitely like the better
especially
team
for
when
the
it comes to
teams that
diving
needed
though.
to show
I will
exactly
say,
who
like
they
they were
are.
really good at dive.
Man, I'm
Especially
sure
when they have
NRG
Stinker on
Shock
DD.
is
Like that is
absolutely
scary.
Just thrilled to bring on that huge double.
Well played by
team.
both teams though.
Imagine they're saying put some respect on those predictions.
Like,
right?
everyone
We got our eyes
had, like,
bookmarked
their
on
moments.
everybody else, like we heard earlier from Spark Thief, right? And then now you get to take a look at the results. Velocity, Cozy, I think
Was
you
Deadpool the
highlighted this
move?
so
I think so. I
perfectly
think
before
Deadpool
we
was
dove
really
into this
good.
game. You
Energy's
said
correct?
Loki
Yeah.
Shirley, right?
They played that really
second
well.
Loki, if you want to come out of this, Velocity going on
100
this Loki
Thieves just
helped
made
out so much. It felt like
huge
we were still
mistakes.
playing
Huge
hero
mistakes.
magical chairs,
And it really
hero
cost them
music
the
chairs
game.
on the 100 Thieves side, trying to see what slotted in, what works out, even rocking the
If they had a Loki to break the bridge, they didn't have to get. They wouldn't have that Elsa ult just kill
No,
him.
for sure. It's a game of
So.
adjustments too, right? It's like, all right, hey, Window, you don't get to play Deadpool. Stinkers, no more Daredevil for you, and they're like completely fine. I mean, Stinkers didn't.
Stinker's
give a
really good on his
dang about
game.
the devil on that one. 25k.
DD is
damage
broken
up
though.
to 10.
If he had
Okay,
DD on the
wow.
map, he would have
That
like
was not
killed
just
them all
a bubble,
anyways.
it was a firm
So I think it
statement
didn't really
across the
matter.
board
But
from
like
this
they also
team.
left like Phoenix
We
open,
saw
and
it,
Phoenix
we
is
talked
really
about
good on
it
this
so
map
much,
too.
you
So
know, it's interesting because
doesn't really
you
matter
have
too
some
much.
teams with a lot of talent all come together from different teams of the past. And then
I think the
when you
bands
see
were
just the
fine, though.
makeup of that new squad. This is definitely one that to me is singing in harmony.
wow.
Yeah, I agree. And then you take a look like at the way that they were able to play around the strat line too. Chime, who by the way went down twice. Like when you take a look at how dominating that was, not only did Unthi struggle to even get that payload moving, but it was that one area going down the lane I know is so difficult when you aren't able to get preemptively set up too.
Yeah, you know, as a core group too, you know, a lot of them coming from Dreamland, it's like, wow, they've evolved a lot as players as well. I mean, obviously you had Valentina go somewhere else, and now you have Velocity coming in with you know.
That's
Ringo
true.
as their new
Wait,
map
wasn't
line,
Valentino
they
like
proved
the
Zoe, I mean,
in NRG?
Are you stunned? Are you shocked?
No, I'm not shocked. Thank you. Good job. Well done.
I try. I
so
try.
proud of himself too. No, but I mean, like heading into this last match, quite frankly, like I liked what I saw from 100 Thieves a lot more in terms of like their ban and lock like strategy. I felt like okay, like this looks a little more convincing than Energy Shock, just having the attack round of a lifetime, like so much time left in the bank at the very end of it. They made it look easy, which is crazy to say as they went up against 100 Thieves.
It's not a lot of time that we could call something early, but with 3 minutes on the board, I mean, it is being down, you know.
Yeah, they played that
a
extremely
lot,
well.
because you have so much to overcome, and kind of what I was saying mid-match there, you're able to play different defensively once you have such a great offensive time, right? Like you're able to be a bit more
I don't think
aggressive
100
here, or
Thieves
maybe
really like
make
that
a little
map
bit of a
either.
change
They just
there. I
didn't
think
prepare
it
enough
also
for that
just
map, I
aids the
feel like.
playstyle of Energy Shock in general too, Vic.
Yeah, I agree, because now you also, I feel like, have way more slots that are able, and by slots I mean like the players are able to kind of influence what these changes are looking like, and a lot more diversity, at least from Energy side. And we got to talk about like the individual plays that force staggers at the hands of Madra. He literally just took him somewhere else to a different dimension. Very true to the theme, because you were talking about the Ninetales earlier, but straight up put them in the Genjutsu, and he kept them there on the strange with these portals.
There were so many fantastic moments from the individuals. I mean, it was chime time as well, right? Some slick acrobatics on Elsa. It's just every individual, I feel like, on that team had their time in the sun. It was a lot of highlight-worthy plays.
Yeah, and again, just impressed on the player standpoint as we continue to kind of highlight individuals. Like I kind of knew what 100 Thieves was going to bring in some sense of the word, but individually, Madara, Window, the way that they've shown that they've improved as a team, even like where there are some like Stinkers and Velocity and knew how good they were as players, even showed a level up, as well as Chime. So it impressed me individually, not only as a team, how they've adjusted in, the break that we've had going all the way back to November and what that esports year was.
Yeah, and you guys just mentioned him at the very end of the game. Velocity was the MVP. The Loki really helped out greatly in this match. So Velocity will be the one joining us for a quick chat after this dominant way to finish this last map. The series went the distance. It's been an absolute blast. So I can't wait to pick our players' brain and just get a little bit of insight in the adjustments that had to be made, or the general approach against 100 Thieves. I mean, we know what to expect from those individual players.
I'm not shocked as Velocity taking the interview. I'm going to be honest. I definitely knew that this king was going to come up here and say, what's going on? Let's welcome him in right now. Velocity, what's up, brother? It's been too long. It's been too long. How you feeling, man?
Hello. It's been a while. Yeah, how are you, dude?
Oh, dude, doing great. But I mean, watching you guys, I mean, you can't even call you underdogs with that performance. We knew that you guys had so much talent. I gotta ask, man. I mean, Shib and I were talking a lot about this. Like the talent is there. What's the identity of this new team, man? And, with what you guys have put together.
So we started off a little rocky. I think we were like a big brawl team. We were relying on Stinker's Wolf and Chime's Phoenix and my Loki, and we were playing a lot of brawl. And then we were like, brawl is kind of terrible right now. Like, we got to swap it up. So we've been spamming dive for like a month now, and I think we are maybe the best dive team in North America right now. We've been beating a lot of people in the past week, Scrimbucks, but we're gonna show that we are a little more versatile. But yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
I mean, the Scrimbucks have been actually like accurate when we're looking at Swap Gaming just earlier, and that's actually like I think your next opponents for like day number 3 or so, if I recall correctly. But it's the way that you guys were playing, and you said that you were working on what you felt like was your weaker point to get better on dive. It took you guys about a month, and you guys got your practice in. You look fantastic. I mean, I'm curious, what is your thought on Shin Shibuya coming back into the fray, especially that being like the closer of the day?
We wanted to go a dive map there because we knew that they did not want to play against our dive. So it was a smart play. Me and Tenso were like, let's go Shin Shibuya, because they have to ban Daredevil on that map. It's just too strong on that map. So and then we know we're better than them at front to back. So that's kind of the idea behind it. But I'm a big Shin Shibuya fan. I think it's fun for poke. I think dive can work on it, and as you saw, brawl and front to back can work on it. So I think it's a good map.
Spoken like a Loki player.
Yeah, it is a Loki map. Yeah, big Loki map.
Well, we've been super excited to see it back in the mix and then already seeing it in play on that first day. Now, this has been a close series though. Like, it was a back and forth, like, across the board, all 3 maps. When the series gets that close and the pressure is at a boiling point, the comms can either get very chaotic or they get really clinical. Who in your team is the one who's kind of leading the charge on mid-round adjustments, and what is the message to the team to keep everyone, like, calm and locked in?
I would say definitely today I was like very chill, very calm. You know, I've been in these games before now, thankfully, because I've been playing for the last year. And I remember last 2 fights of the game, I was just like, chill out. Like, they have this ult, this ult, this ult. We respond with this ult. We can start first with Groot ult. It's just like, it was very clinical from the team's like side of things, and they always listen to what I'm saying, even if it's a stupid idea. So. Yeah, I think I kept everyone chill. I think the passion and the hype is great, and it always comes out. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Can I ask you, by the way, Velocity, what were the comms like when Madara just like opened up his third eye, literally, like with Doctor Strange, and was getting like portal play after portal play? He did it like 3 different times between the second map and the third map.
He's the doctor, man. He is the doctor. He's the doctor. He invented that whole like TP like kind of strategy. So I remember on our museum, which we lost because I think we trolled really hard. But I was like, you can counter TP, and they literally didn't even want to TP because they knew Madara was counter TPing. So there's just no chance that they get around that. And then he ended up getting one anyways. He's like, I can maybe kidnap one. So yeah, it's great. It's great to have someone who knows exactly what he's doing with the portal, I will say.
Yeah, those clutch moments. It's been so entertaining to watch you and the crew playing today. We can't wait to see what you guys have in store for us coming up in the upcoming 2 weeks. Velocity, for now, we're going to let you go. Rest up. Thank you so much for joining us, and best of luck tomorrow.
Alrighty, thank you. Shout out J3 though.
There it is.
Always shout out to J3, the GOAT. An absolute GOAT. There were lots of goats on the server today. It was an absolute zoo, in fact. So many incredible moments. What a way to kick things off on our opening day here.
Yeah, for sure. Funny enough, too, Dark Zero used to shout out J3 all the time, right? And Sentinels, some of those old guys, they didn't get the win today. So Velocity's first up. He's going to carry on that tradition. What up, Jay? Good to see you. But no, honestly, what a way to finish on an exclamation point. And hey, Glartrox is not the only thing eating good today. The underdogs are too. I mean, like, you can't even call them that anymore because, I mean, really, it was a good day for them in general. Even looking at the matchup that we saw with Luna X and what, you know, how close they were able to get.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely.
I think so. Like, what we noticed too, like, aside from our pick'ems, just like, I guess, reverse everything that we had in our minds with the way that things play out. I mean,
talent
you know,
is wrong in their pick'ems.
A tale as old as time. But you know, I was on a good record, like at the very end of our second split there, Cozy, of last year. But now I think everything has completely shifted. Not only obviously because of the meta, the roster mania, but I think this is the way to start things off for the season.
I'm
Absolutely.
hyper competitive with myself, and the fact that all my brackets are pretty toast, and I put it out on all social media, and I said disclaimer, this is gonna be a hard one because there's so much, and I don't even think we're close to figuring this thing out, so we're just getting started here.
Yeah, this is just day one, right? So a lot can still happen. Our Preds can still kind of turn around towards the later part of the group stage, and of course in the playoffs as well. We have 2 weeks of regular season play heading into the playoffs, where the top 8 teams will be battling it out for the big cash money. But yeah, I love being wrong in this regard because I go for the safe picks because I want to look smart. But if I'm wrong, that means the underdog is winning, and I'm here for an underdog story. And the underdogs, they had bite and bark today, as you said, Vicky. So I'm here for a good time. All I really want to see is good Marvel rivals, and that's exactly what those teams brought to the table today.
Exactly. I would love to take a look at how today played out as well, right? Just seeing how that's entirely shifted for us, our pick'ems, other people's preds too, everybody watching from the Marvel Rivals client and looking at the results because that's another region down and dusted for our day number 1 here, Zoe.
It is indeed. Yeah, match results, honestly, like if you're looking at them, if you're looking at the score lines, don't be fooled. Go back, watch the matches. So many maps could have gone either way. I think nothing is for certain this season.
Yeah. I mean, one thing I want to see too is just how these teams evolve. We saw a lot of teams kind of find their way as they continued on. Funny enough, too, 100 Thieves, we kind of pointed this out. They were slow out the gate last year too. So, you know, am I completely shocked? Like, yes, no, another pun intended. But also, I think that this was a bit expected with the America region and all the roster mania that happened. EMEA, in some ways, are a bit more tight, especially, you know, with some of their rosters. And so we've traded some over there. We've had some over here. And obviously, those additions have been huge. But yeah, back to the drawing board. That's what makes it great, though. Now we have the tape. These teams have the tape to see kind of where things went wrong or right.
Yeah, of course. You know, the turnaround is not awfully long. Like, it's one night of rest, probably a lot of work for the coaches to trying to figure out, like, where did our game plan go wrong? How much was execution? How much was the actual plan? How much is prep? How much is just the other team? Because every once in a while, it's just the other team playing on another level, and there's absolutely nothing you can do if someone absolutely pops off. We definitely had some individuals doing that today on the server. Here are today's results. Yeah, of course, we started off with a pretty big upset because I don't think anyone had FlyQuest going down 0-2.
Yeah, I mean, that was the shock of the day for sure, even with what happened here at the bottom of the bracket. The top and the bottom were the two biggest wows, but Cafe Rose, I can't tell you. I don't know the percentage numbers, but I can tell you it's probably pretty low on taking that first win against such a prestigious org. And yeah, that was definitely, what a way to open the day.
Shocker sandwich, guys, like literally to open a day like that and then to end it like with 100 Thieves losing out to NRG Shock. I just welcome back Marvel Rivals Ignite. It's Chef's Kiss. It's so glad to be alongside you guys, Zoe, Cozy. But looking beyond everything else, Space Station also coming out, kind of sticking true to the breads for some of those that were keeping their eye on TSM and their flexibility and moving forward to see how everything went down between Cafe Rose winning that previously as well. We saw that with Swamp Gaming also taking it in a clean 2-0 fashion versus Sentinels before we actually transition over to that Liquid Citadel versus Lunex Gaming, which, by the way, even though it was a 2-0, was incredibly close.
Yeah, here you can see the Group A rankings. Obviously, limited sample size, right? So they're not too much to go off. I think the teams that won definitely put a bit of a target on their back. Swamp Gaming, for example, like they've performed really well. So people need to be really careful going up against them.
And yeah, not to get ahead of tomorrow too much, but I've got to say, just circling on my calendar, Fly versus Sentinels tomorrow, that's two teams that lost today that, you know, probably thought they were going to get the dubs. I believe that hits us on the 28th here, and that's one that there it is. The match number 2, I mean, talk about such an important game for both of these teams, but it's still, you know, a lot of cool things coming up here for tomorrow.
Absolutely. We also, Vicky, get a first look at Nightmare, and yeah, we lost. The only two teams we haven't seen play yet.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how that fares out because I think a Nightmare is a pretty strong team, but also we witnessed what we lost was capable of doing in the MRC in a 24-minute best of 7 series. And that's a highlight, right? Because we get to see everyone's favorite Jitwort and the rest of this team like really come out into fruition against a team that has a really established player. So that's going to be the first banger to open up the day. But to parrot what Cozy was saying, I think the #1 bold series to look at after just today's results is what we've seen from Sentinels and FlyQuest. Can FlyQuest really wake up? Sentinels kind of being a little bit more telegraphed with the triple strategist lineup that they keep trying to force out. And then you got TSM versus Lunex, and I'm excited for that one too because Lunex really woke up. Cafe Rose, this one is going to be a lot harder because you have to deal with Swamp Gaming, and you heard them in the interview. You know, they don't want to cash in too hard when it comes to the scrim bucks, but they're one of those teams that have not lost out in the current meta right now that this tournament is being played on.
Yeah, but Cafe Rose may be still flying under the radar, but this is a great opportunity for them to show that today was not a fluke. You know, they can hang with the best. We might not expect them to like get the victory here, but if they can make it close, then they still put themselves in a very good position.
Yeah, for sure. I think this is definitely, I mean, what a gauntlet to come out to right away, having, you know, Cafe Rose go against Swamp Gaming Day 2. But yeah, I mean, Vicky said it best. I mean, our third map in the museum there against NRG and 100 Thieves was about 20-ish minutes, 25 minutes long, okay? Yeah, we won a best of 7, 4 maps in about 25 minutes against what we saw in Lunex. So, like, this team is electric, Zoe, and I think they're probably the team that I'll be definitely, you know, touching into tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. So many things to keep an eye out for tomorrow. Also, so many things in game to keep your eyes on, because tonight we got a few goodies that drop. For example, we're seeing the Daring Duo costume for Cloak and Dagger on our screens right now. This actually pulls straight from the Marvel Rivals Infinity comics. Absolutely love them. So yeah, if you're a collector, if you're a lore hunter, cop them right now. All of that, of course, also Season 7 Battle Pass. You know, like that's been out since March 20th. The story, I love the story here because it's all about the tablet of life and time. So this is like super high stakes power struggle, very dramatic, involving everyone, like Kingpin, Black Cat, like just across the board. So make sure to complete that at your own leisure, because once you've unlocked it, you just have access to it.
And Cloak's got legs to add, by the way. Like,
I don't know if I like that, to be honest.
A little disturbing almost, right? Like you're not used to it.
I didn't need to know that.
You can hit the dance floor now. You can go to Times Square and dance a little bit easier, maybe, possibly.
I like the enigma of it. Like with us casters, like, do we have legs? No one really knows.
It's like we get to see like Adam Warlock just flying around with that new skin. But you know what? You also get to see dancing up our flight mode. A different variation of the flight that we were just talking about, Adam Warlock. Instead, you get to cop this merch that just became available just yesterday. Look at these skins. The Star-Lord coming out in style. I'd be personally terrified if I see this bedazzled terror from the skies coming in to just dance away on the Galactic Legend on your backline. And then, of course, the Magic 2 highlight of my week, by the way. And then the more kind of matching with the Invisiwoman and that disco skin that you could see earlier on.
I mean, Vic, with the hype, I already bought these. I might go back and buy them again. I mean, come on now. It's just too good. No, honestly, though, if that's the last thing I saw before I went down is that Namor staring me down, I don't think I could ever live it off. And what I can definitely see myself rocking as a big fan of football is the Captain America skin. Zoe, what do you think of this one? Is he blending into the college environments? I think is the muscles like
no one would be any wiser. I think also the skin actually says Rogers in the back, so I don't know if your Brett Hendrick alias is quite as deceptive with literally the name on the back of it. I do love it though, absolute massive fan of it. It's also basically the chattiest of all skins you can possibly have, looking at the ESU Sports Days of Captain America, so make sure to cop it and relive your peak, you know? That's what we're here for.
Oh man, what a day, guys. What an amazing opening to what is going to be such an incredible year 2. And year 1 delivered in every way, and I'm so excited to see more. Zoe, I mean, it was so fun to have you be a part of this thing. It's going to be even crazier. I hope you're ready, because I think today was just a taste, yeah?
Absolutely. No, I'm so excited to be here and kick this off with all of you here. I love how wrong we were. I love how the teams proved us what they have, you know, cooked up for the season. Nothing's very obvious if you're looking at our predictions. So yeah, we have a lot more fun stuff to come. Season will be long, the journey will be hard, and those teams will give it their all. But for now, that is a bye from us. Cozy, Vicky, thank you so much for lending your voices and your wrinkly brains to all the action today. It was a fantastic way to kick off the season. We expect fireworks. Day 1 delivered all of that and so much more. But yeah, we're gonna see what the teams have in store for us tomorrow. So on behalf of Cozy, Vicky, and the entire crew, I'm Zoe. Thanks so much for hanging out with us at the Ignite opener, and we'll see you back again tomorrow.
Oh my god, GG. My mic. Okay, okay. So they won. It's like a wipe. Whoa, TMC. They lost. Well, TSM is not that good actually. Wow, 5 class lost. Who's this? They had no binds. Shocker. I don't know a few of these players. A few of them I don't recognize. Mad respect. I know this. I know no binds. I see them all the time. Well, this is cool. I didn't know anything. Interesting. Interesting. Is Armor even in here? Does she even play? Well, okay, we're gonna look at Under Thieves. They were super. I was wondering why you were so quiet for so long. My bad. I keep pressing this stupid mute button on accident. Anyways, let's go and look at the replay. All right. And I know that you play a lot of dive, Sterling, and let's see how to properly play against these dive comps, especially when you're matching. And this is really, really important. I might create my own separate video on this. One, because it's easy, and two, I need to start posting videos now that Captain Coach has invited me in collab in Trailers, and now I'm getting a little more following. So I'm gonna start committing more onto content heavy than playing. And that plan was busy. No, don't worry. Don't worry, I'm still here. Okay, so dive, right? You're running. They know that Energy is a really good dive team as well, and that's why they're gonna play bunker. So see how 100 Thieves is ready to set up for the bunker play. And the reason why they have a Wolverine is to force dive players into the nest for as long as possible. Because this is their kill box. This is where they want Venom to stay in. Because once he's in here, we do not want him out. We can't let him out for free. It's interesting going White Fox. So White Fox, ooh. Okay, I didn't think of this before. But White Fox act as invis. So them having double charm keeps them in for 2 seconds longer and forces 2 of them to come back. I think your mic might be coming through twice. Something sounds like it's up. Oh. Wait, hold up. I think it might be my second. Is my mic going through twice? What if I close this? Is this better? I don't know. Not quite echo, but slight weirdness and volume increase. Uh-oh. Not more technical difficulties. I already deal with this every day. Hold up. What if I do this? Give me a second. Seem fine now? Oh, okay, perfect. Okay. Back where I was going. You're saying everything sounds fine to me. Oh, okay, perfect. Anyways, the reason why they're forcing this team up is because now they are committed in here for even longer. And this is why Charm is really effective. It acts like Invis, and they ban Invis, by the way. See how Energy is not able to play Invis? Or wait, huh? Okay, they should be playing Invis here. I guess they like the Charm. Maybe they like Charm more than Invis. Maybe they like Charm because it forces them. Oh, okay. Here's why. So Charm also acts as iframes, and now when you hit your character, the edge between Invis and Charm, like Invincible to Charm, is Charm gives you iframes, it doesn't deal enough damage to compare to Invis, but it also forces them to move in a certain direction and not use any of their abilities for a window. And when you have 2 of those, that just keeps them in even longer. So that you play Invis, you miss out on double CC abilities, and now it's pretty much the layering on the abilities is not as much, right? So that's why they're playing the team up. They also think the team up is pretty strong, and that's why you're seeing a lot of White Fox and Luna. Sorry, Clouds panic. No, you're good. I'm just trying to make sure like you guys are getting the best quality. Anyways, let's see how this play out. So we can also see how they set up here, right? So they're playing the bunker, and the reason why they're playing bunker is because they have a wolf. Wolf is going to be the one holding the ground for these support players, right? I don't really like... I guess Delena has to position here. Delena has to position here because if Delena plays anywhere further, the dive would just go on Delena, and Wolf would be too far to go and help. But it also means that they're down 2 DPS. So in this fight, Energy is already winning. Also, diving here is really hard from this side because let's look at their LOS, right? They're playing back here. They have this tree and this tree, and they're on low ground. They have to hit headshots in order to heal this team, right? Hey Sunny, how you doing? And that's why playing bunker, the counter to playing against this bunker is by playing over here. And I really do like this setup. They also get... Oh, there's not a health pack. I thought there was a health pack here. Okay, that changes things. There is a health pack high ground. And there is a health pack over here, but that's too far. But playing in this corner is decent. But look at how much range they have to escape. This is the problem with this setup, right? Yes, elevation is good. Like, looking good. You have a ramp to play around, which is good. You can get decent amount like of line of sight, but it's really clunky and you can get cut off. So you have to play really coordinated. And I don't like how far up they're playing, but because they're playing so far back, it's justified, right? So let's keep this going.
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now.
So Venom goes in, they call it. They're like, okay, Venom's out. They were just baiting. Because Venom was baiting, they're going to push up. They're going to push up and follow up with Vinny and TTK's dive. Now, here's the problem with this idea, though. They are out of the bunker. So, teams that are dive versus dive wants to have the other team engage first. Why? Because you're forcing out the abilities. Okay, so let's look at cooldown tracking. Alright, first, Venom dive in. This is telling their team, okay, they're engaging first. TTK's team is being like, okay, they're engaging first. But Venom gets out right away. This is really smart by Venom, right? Now, because usually the protocol is, once the team engages, they have less resources. But because it was only a Venom swing, it wasn't enough to justify a push and an attack. So we don't even consider it as an engagement from NRG. And now, because of that info, they're like, oh, okay, let's push up. We're safe. We can go out. No, this is incorrect. This is extremely incorrect. Because see how their team is really patient and they're waiting for their engagement and to punish it? They get punished hard by this mistake. And now they get cut off because they also are running DD. Right? Right, well, I'm so sleepy. No, you're good. You're good. But yeah, we're looking at pro games from the recent tournament that just happened, like literally a few minutes ago. So this is why Luna dies. This is why Wolverine doesn't get any value at all, because the whole point of him playing Wolverine is to grab him and keep him in the bunker. But when he exits out of the bunker, he just grabs him just to grab him. There's nothing. And they lose. They lose this fight. Yep, they lose this fight, and it's expected. So this is a bad fight on 100 Thieves' part. Also, see how there's no Loki bans? I think Loki would have been really good. Triple support was really good, but they did ban out Mantis too. So it's a little. They also banned out DD on 100 Thieves. So 100 Thieves can't play DD as well. Just keep that in mind. They can't play 100 DD or Tinkle. And then NRG, they're not allowed to play Jeff because 100 Thieves already know that NRG is really good at playing dive, and Jeff enables that dive like the most. So here they're back to their setup. Seekers actually does an interesting play wrapping all the way around. I didn't see that. But again, this is going to be the same thing. Who engages first, and whoever engages first loses. But here's a problem. Now, 100 Thieves has to engage in order to take control point. They can't just wait as long as possible. So how do they get... what do you do, right? this point. So Madara does the same play. They get ulted. I think they just die here. Also able to cut off TTK while he was engaging. Was TTK engaging here? This is a bad play by TTK if he does. Self, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you getting out of the bunker? No. Why did you dash forward? They're playing this extremely incorrectly. That's all. A good thing Self was able to get back in time and kill him. And then Vinny gets the pick too on Deadpool, which is huge. I'm actually surprised they got it. That should give him like the winning edge. Use ult, it only hits one, doesn't really matter. So yeah, you can see NRG knows how to play this game. It's just unlucky that they didn't have enough resources to stay on point long enough, right? But they're really patient on how they're playing this game. They also realize, hey, we need to break this and allow us to get better LOS and allow us to play a little bit better over here. Yeah. What was that ult? Damn. Hey, you got Chime. Okay, we'll take it. Well, all they have to do, chill, Self. Just play in the bunker. Play in the bunker, man. Nope, Delena, no. Delena should be the one up on this tree where Self is, and Self should be where the supports are. Because now Self is just going in just to go in. Why are you going in here? Just play around this tree. Have Vinny stall or TTK stall the point. You don't have to be here. Pretty sure they get this point. It's hard to tell. There you go. Yeah. Luckily, they were able to get enough picks to win the fight. What did NRG do wrong here? Because they should have won off these picks. They lose Chime, but they also lose TTK. Doesn't have ult yet. Almost has ult. Luna Venom. That was a good play. I actually really like that play. So, okay. Madara decided to go in and ult and anti all of them. He wasn't looking for the one shot, but his whole purpose right here is going for the anti, right? And then, because White Fox has the ability to teleport to teammates, she instantly teleported and then go in for a White Fox ult. They were smart enough. Winnie was smart enough to be like, oh, I have to ult now because they're going to follow up with this damage, which is a really smart play. Winnie, good reaction. So they counteract that ult, pretty much two ults. They lose point. Ooh, but Self? Where is Self? Wow. 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 So as soon as they were engaging with the Fox ult, Self was like, okay, we don't have to play bunker. We don't have to be in here. I have my ult and I need to do something useful with my ult. He decides to route and then wolf grab straight into the back line. This is really good play by Self. Because look, he dashes up and then uses ult and then just kills both. Kills both support and they just win the fight. That's why they lost. Well played by Self. Really well played. Good point. There you go. Yes. Nice. So again, same setup. They set up for the dive. Good grab on Self because this whole point is going for the bunker. Oh, there you go. No, don't worry, don't worry. I'm still here. I'm still here. I was just checking on something. My bad. My bad. I was just hearing a bunch of barking and I had to go and check on them. Anyways. Whoa, what is happening here? Okay. So they're regrouping. They're setting up the fight. They just got back to this position.
Captured more than half of the mission area. Keep going.
Selves go in. He gets grabbed. TTK kind of... TTK was anticipating the Venom swing, and that's why he was diving. So they killed Dive. They killed their main source of dive. And now they don't have any other character for them to dive, and that's why they're pushing up as a group, as a unit, right? TTK did a really good job of marking. He made sure he stayed in this position long enough for the supports to not get jumped while the Venom was diving in. Really good job on TTK. And because the Daredevil heard that, which is Stinkers, he decided to back out and decided to not commit to the play that he was going to make. Because the perfect timing for him to commit would be now, right? I'm gonna lose. Okay. Whoa, big ult. So they're regrouping. Setting up early. So they're switching up tempo. Their tempo was being like, okay, we're gonna dive once they hit this spot. Now they're controlling the fight by changing up the tempo and being like, okay, now when they hit this fight, which is different for them, we're forcing them to make a decision off of our play, off of our tempo. So this is really well played by 100 Thieves. They also have ults, and I guess ults are better played up here than down here. It's easier to get a pick. So, yep, TTK did it right when... He probably didn't mean to do that, but it's just a really good ult because it was on everyone. Let me get some ult. They use ult. And I think they win here, right? Yeah. They're stalling. He can stall. Yeah. This is just a port battle. Please. Oh, yeah. And they win. So this half was because of 100 Thieves was really good at controlling the tempo of the game, and that's why they won this. Just completely by that. This point is probably like the most important point out of all of them, right? Okay, never mind. It's the one after. It's not this one. This one's also important, but like the one after is really important. Well, let's see how they set up. So when I was watching this, I was like, why won't you just bunker down here? Because I'm pretty sure this is a decent spot to bunker. You're able to hold point really well. I guess the reason why they don't play right here is because of elevation. Similar to the other bunker, because they're playing on low ground, they're not able to apply any amount of pressure or help to their teammates that are diving, which is back here. Another option is just playing instantly towards height for the supports. Maybe it's the range. No, I can't really think of a reason why they can't play up here. But yeah, let's see how this play out. Because you definitely have enough time. See, 3 seconds would have been enough for your supports to play up here, have the tanks or someone to be touching, and then you just go in as a team. I really like the Lena spot and transitioning over here right away because they identified the massive their team is over here. They're also slowly cutting away from the DD. Really well played by them. They should die though. Yeah. But yeah. Oh, also I want to set up a little bit more music in the background while we continue. Forgot about that. Does this make sense so far? It's pretty obvious who wins and loses like these battles, and it's because of the way everyone is playing. Okay. Oh, that's a little loud. There you go. All right. Hopefully that sounds a little bit better. But, I don't like this position. I'd rather have them take a little bit more time within that 3 seconds to just go up here in height and make it to where Venom can't dive up here. It is like so hard for Venom to get up here and dive with a DD at the same time. It's doable, but it's really hard because you would swing up and then your entry point is right here. I guess DD has to take the longest flank in order to get to you guys. So that's the issue. If they play here, they would have died no matter what. I guess the only argument is that they'll be pretty much on an island and they have to live on their own. So going back and helping out the team would be hard. But they also have a Wolverine. That's the part that doesn't make sense. They have a Wolverine that's able to save them. And then Delena is still able to go and take this position for free because she has LOS of the supports. And then the dive tanks, they can still go in if they want. Yeah, energy lost that. Yeah. I did energy lost. Fight. Delena went crazy. And they didn't kill both supports. Boom, killed one support. What did Delena do? The support ult. Right. This is that ult. Okay, so they went off of ults. I was like, there's no way they can win off neutral. That's why. Alright, let's look at their reset up. Okay. I need to turn this a little down. Okay. That is not turned down. My ears. My ears. Sorry, chat. Okay. So, this is the one thing that separates NRG from every other team. What about it? I was about to say something about the music volume. Yeah, it was a little bit loud. A little bit loud. Anyways, this is the one thing that separates the team, NRG dive, compared to every other team in other dive team, is they understand the timing and the synergy between their dive and their second setup, which is their backline, right? See how their dive is really separated from their backline? Why? Why are they set up differently? Is because by the time the moment they engage is when the dive has the perfect chance to also engage on them, right? So here they're setting up, and they're set up pretty safe. And they create this pinch effect. Velocity is really out of position. Really out of position. Force a pop ult because of that. And now, at least Chime gets to kill. But see how they're creating like a pinch effect? This is really good. This is what makes Energy Dive so incredibly broken. They're really good at doing this. They're really good. Like, the dive players are really good at figuring out where to set up, while the other half of their team is really good at figuring out where to engage and create the pinch effect. He used ult, they used ult for respawns, they have better ult layering if they live, which they do. Now they use CD ult in order to follow up after the little ult, and they win point. There we go. Now they go for forward hold. So during forward hold, because this is a moment of time where you can't dive, just don't, right? You want to play more passive and just set up for the initial dive. I like that they're playing height now, like what I recommended at the start. Let's see what happens. Is it like if the first fight happened the way I told them to play? So, okay, it's exactly what I thought, right? Yo, Ghost, how you doing? I'm glad you like the content. Currently going through pro VODs, or like the pro tournament that just happened, and figuring out what they could have done better. So this is literally exactly what I predicted, right? So if we go back a little bit, look at this. They decide, what I told them from the start is they should take high ground. They have the time to do so. Now, because they decided to take the high ground, look at this. Wolverine's here. Delena's here. I don't know why Wolverine commits first before Delena, but that was kind of trolled by Self. I think he wants to follow up because now he realizes that they're going for the backline, right? But because they took the longer route and took a little bit more time, the route on the attacker team is so incredibly long. They're able to mark, and this timing for them is too late, right? It is too late for their team to engage. Now they go in. Now they're left out. Yep, and here it is. I don't know what that was. That ult was.
Their team's capture progress
I think they sold her.
has passed
What happened?
point.
Okay, so they basically made the same exact play as last game. I feel like they should have tried fighting them. I know that Window has ult, and I think they were predicting the ult, but if Self just went on Deadpool here, I think they lose this battle. And then they kill off the people in the backline, and now they're down, and it's gonna be a 6v4. Yeah. Yeah, and then they get the Deadpool ult anyways. Terrible. They just played really bad. Really, really bad here. Animal.
Keep fighting until we have a winner.
They kind of brute force this. They know that they had ult advantage, and that's why they won this fight. Which is fine. They needed point. Let's go to next fight. But like, notice how like 100 Thieves team is always changing up where they're positioned. Why are they changing up where they're positioned? It's because it's making it to where Stinkers and Madara has to figure out where are they positioned next. Oh, they're positioned in this bunker. Oh, they're positioned in high ground. Oh, they're positioned on this hard right. They're always forcing energy to rotate and find these players, right? They're not defaulting to a committed place, because if they default, they're able to take a plan and get to the route even faster. But because they always have to be thinking about where they're going to be, this makes it incredibly hard for NRG to plan the initial dive. So NRG is really good at planning the dive, but it only works if you know where they're going to set up. Mara fakes in. Wow, so lucky. Rolls longer. They have to back out. Whoa. There's so much happening here. She backs out. They back out here. Because they know that the ult is gonna last longer. Lennon wins that because he's okay, here's the problem with the energy. Chime just overcommitted on this. He overcommitted on the play and he thought he was going to get more follow-up. And he wanted to take advantage of the Luna ult. If the Luna ult pushed up and they played as a team, I think they would have won this fight even earlier. And then yeah, they die. Self dies. They did this too late. Energy just did this play a little bit too late. And they should win. Yeah. They just should have won here. Okay, last point. Last point. This is the fun point. Okay. So here, on this map, dive, right? Currently they're set up around the portals. This is more of like a bunkerish area because once they commit past this choke, they have a Wolverine. They're playing a lot more open. So remember what I said? First one engages typically loses the fight when they're going dive, and if their enemy team is playing bunker, or one of them is playing bunker. So TTK engages here. I don't like this engage at all, but he was able to make it out at least. And then because Maro kind of disrespected the wolf, he gets pulled in really far. And because Stinker sees that Venom is in, he's like, oh, I need to go and commit and help him out. So he does that, but because he's committing to a fight that Venom can escape, this hurts him like a lot. And then TTK is able to wrap around and take him. So TTK is really good at baiting the enemy team that he's forcing to commit. But notice that TTK is never using his dash ability into them. And he's using it out. Why is it using it out? Because he understands that when their dive is happening, or when he applies pressure, their dive is going to happen as well. And by the time he wraps around and uses dash to go back in, he's going to catch one of them. Right, this is why it's super important to be using your dash on the way out against dive teams. Disgusting ult by Denalina, and then win this point. Yep. Now they go in. Then use ult. Luna has the ult early just to make sure they don't die or any follow-up happens. They have better ult. Go for Venom boost, doesn't get anyone. They have better ult, so they have to back early, and they play bunker. This benefits their team a lot more because they know that they have to set up here anyways. And because the enemy team, Energy, doesn't follow up and use all their abilities during this ult clump, now they're not in a position to win the fight right here. They should be winning the fight right here, but they don't. Now, 100 Thieves should get point for like way longer than they should. In. Otter goes in. I think this is overcommitment. He's kind of around the wall too. I don't like this play by Energy, but it seems like they win. Why? Chime. Delana gets a pick on Chime. He goes in. It's because they decided to overcommit. So, okay. So they're playing outside the bunker, and they're going in. They don't have to play out here. They don't have to play out here. Vinny, what are you doing? CTK, you don't have to play out here. If anything, they should be committing as far as this point, right? And as soon as they commit this far, CTK just wraps around and grab the Venom or grab the DD. They do force ult. Maybe because they were expecting this ult to happen, and that's why they were trying to force us as much as possible. So I guess it's a decent play. Vinny goes back in, gets that kill. But they got both supports. Your setup is crazy good. It's the portal. It's the portal that messed up 100 Thieves. That's why. Wow. That's good to think about. If Chime wasn't there, they wouldn't be as confident making this play. But because Chime took the portal, they were able to like pinch him instantly. So I guess 100 Thieves' plan has to be you have to shift over closer to your side in order to avoid this. And this is just knowing how the map works. Around like 60%, these portals are up. So make sure you hide around these. And that's the only way. But yeah, they lost because of the portal. Ooh, interesting. They set up high. I didn't see this. Doesn't matter. They get port. Same situation. But their goal is trying to stall now. Tries to ult on the Deadpool that was in their backline because he ulted. Vinny has to get out. Did they use cooldowns? Yeah. So, this is another part where I think Energy would have won this battle if they were playing as 100 Thieves in this retake situation. Why? Is because Energy understands how to play dive, okay, and how to play bunker. So their team is like, okay, we gotta play bunker and we have to go to this area, which is correct. They take portal and they take it together. The issue with this idea is they can't all go here. Why? It's because their dive can't dive from here. Look at their team. They can't dive from here because then this is so much clutter to get out. It's hard. But they can dive if the entire fight is happening and nothing is happening to their backline, right? And their backline is able to push up this far. Why are they able to push up this far? Is because they don't have enough pressure in the backline. Energy, if they were playing on the retake, what they would have done is 3 of them would have taken TP. Or maybe all of them would have taken TP. They all take TP, right? No, it's actually better if they don't all take TP. So 3 of them takes TP, right? Melena, Winnie, Delena, Self, right? They all take TP to go into here. Ooh, I just thought of a nasty like teleport fake. Anyways, I'll get to that later in theory. But 3 of them takes TP, right? Which is gonna be Delena, Self, actually maybe 4. Delena, Self, Win, and Millennia, right? And then the 2 divers on their team, which is gonna be Vinny and TTK, their job is to flank this way. But they have to wait a little bit longer and make sure they take the portal, and right when they take the portal, then they go in, right? TTK's job is just to fly in and grab one of them to mess up. Vinny's job is just to be in the battle, right? And now they're effectively cutting off the LOS from this fight, right? Now their backline is getting dived on and they're causing pressure on the backline. And these guys are screwed. They can't dive anymore. They can't commit to this and they have to back off. Because they brawled their way in from this bunker, now it's easier for them to respond to this play. So see how they already started rotating off of 1 person? And now they heard all 6, and now they hard rotate. Stinkers did a good job of marking and making sure no one is here to pressure the backline. But this is the problem. So TTK is fine going here, but Vinny, see how late his dive is? His dive happens when the fight's already over. And now they have the timing already getting out by the time Vinny gets in. Which happens here. Moderator's right here. And this is why they lost the fight.
Their team's capture progress has passed the halfway point.
Alright, last point. They're setting up high ground again. They're going for the same thing. They're trying to change it up by going and taking the high ground now. Taking them out. They have high. Vinny goes in. TTK taking the long route. They played it correct this time. So see how like they first come from brawling out here, and they're pretty confident of winning this fight. Why? Is because they already have ults. They have Wolf to save them, and the Wolf is pretty much the crush. You don't really rely on Venom ult, they're relying on the Wolf. And because they're already respecting that and giving up space because they're expecting the ult, they back off, right? TTK applies a little bit of pressure. Venom applies pressure now. Why do they apply pressure now? Is because they're trying to force someone to bait in and go in. Because no one is doing that at this current time, TTK is like, okay, I'm gonna take the longest route. And make sure my dive is the best timing. So because Venny goes in, he's able to get out. Also, another thing is they're able to position high ground and makes it really hard for them to dive, right? So they decided to dive, but because it took so long, Luna was able to get ult in time. So the Wolf ult was the crutch, but because they don't have to use Wolf ult, they can just use Luna ult. And now, because TTK already knew that they're going to go into bunker because that's their safe space, this is why he took the longest route to go in this backline while Vinny is able to follow up. And he doesn't have to worry about his team because they have ults. They should be winning this. And if they don't, then they lose. Which they do. They take out backline. And win this point. Really well played. Really, really well played. So they know that they took portal. TTK knows that they have to take portal. So, okay, here's a really important thing. Remember what I said about how they were playing bunker, and the reason why they lost is because all of them went here with dive characters? You can only do this with front to back comps, but because they weren't running a front to back comp, they will lose. Now the situation is flipped. TTK, the reason why he's sitting here is because they have two options: either take port or take the portal. Taking port with Strange is the fastest, but what's the problem with taking port? Now everyone just looks at port, right? And it's the same thing as like, oh, it's just one angle to look at. We can just dive them right when they come out. Well, you have to take port and get to bunker position because they're running dive. Because once you get out of the port, there's no one to escape. But because this map has two portals, you're able to instantly set up for the bunker. So they use port to not only block cover and go in and do kind of stop their backline from healing, but they also set up for the bunker, right? And this is just a winning fight. This team has to identify this. They did it a little too slow, and they need to rotate to bunker and win the bunker fight. Right? They don't have to win the point fight because the point they already have. So if anything, they have two options: either set up on height and set up here, or play in here. This might be a little messy, but because they have way more ults, you play here. You play here. You don't force the fight to happen on the port. You force the fight to happen at the bunker because this is your winning condition.
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
For 100 Thieves side. So they do this, they port, and take use Strange port. They really get an early pick. TTK gets ulted, which is really bad. But see how much unnecessary damage they're taking? Imagine if they started the fight from over here. Yes, Strange is over here. But TTK and stuff are set up to force a backline straight into their team. It is just too perfect, right? And then Delena could have got a nasty ult. Self and Vinny has two ults. Like, everything just aligns if they just played here from the beginning. And if not, they have better ultimates. It's better just to play up here. It's better to play the safe route, right? Took a lot of unnecessary damage. Now they're forced to ult. Really bad ult by Self. Couldn't get any value. Yep. And they lose this point. They lose this point because of that. Get it. So 91. Let's see how much time did they have. He just started. They don't have enough time to make the play that they just did. That's why they all come out of the sport. So here, come out. Yeah, better ultimate, better everything. They're able to play safe, control the fight, yeah. And they just win. So that's completely why NRG won this game. Positioning was the main issue for 100 Thieves and not playing their roles correctly. Self was in the wrong position compared to Delena. Their timing was really off, and the NRG was really good at identifying when to dive and how they should dive. They were just playing dive more correctly than 100 Thieves. But NRG did make a few mistakes too. So really fun match. Really fun match. Games were awesome. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I just wanted to go over the domination because it was really close. There are 2 more. Okay, it's getting really late, and I do have to go to bed early, and I do have to end stream. So I'm gonna do a poll, right? And we're gonna decide whether. I guess I want to do this a little bit later, right? Do you guys want a YouTube video? And do you want them all in one session? As in, I go through all of 100 Thieves and our NRG's playbook and how they should be playing? Or do you want them in separate videos? Right? Do you want them as how to play Domination, right? As 2 dives. How NRG played Convoy. How they play Shin Shibuya. I just don't know how long I should make these videos. I think I'll keep them separate. Yeah. Now thinking about I'll keep them separate. And the reason why I'll keep them separate is because you're able to see maybe a 3-partner parter, maybe. I think that might be the play. And then all the notes and all the information is going to be within Pro Play VODs. And I'll put my notes there for my sub only, okay? So anyone that is a sub has access to the notes, but you're still able to see me like VOD review, but you have to watch all of it to get the same amount of information. So that's the benefits of being a knower or being a sub within my channel. You're able to see like the notes and everything a lot more easier. So I guess I do have a little bit of homework, but it is getting kind of late and I do have to end stream. So I'm sorry about that, guys. But anyways, I have a lot coming tomorrow. Don't worry, I'll try to get this wrapped up as soon as possible. Hopefully get it done by next stream. And yeah, let me know if you guys have any other questions. Really fun matches like today. 100 Thieves versus NRG, definitely really good end off. But anyways, that's gonna be all for me. I hope you guys sleep well. And yeah, be ready for stream on Sunday. I am going to do a free VOD reviews on Sundays. So make sure you go into the VOD submission channel and post your VOD within the channel. Here's the Discord link. If you guys need it, here I'll post it within YouTube chat just in case. Here's the Discord link. If you want to go and post your VOD so you can get a free VOD submission. And until then, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.